tribe. Did you ever stay up past your bedtime when you were a kid and watch those pastors on TV, healing the sick with their touch, sealing destinies of Christ's believers, while you, little Jewish overachiever, sat in your Power Ranger jammies and wondered why your religion wasn't that cool? Well, we may not have had Christmas or Easter, but hey, just for all those nights we shared together, can I get an amen?
Amen!
Amen actually has a numerical value of 91, which is the same as when you add Elohim and Adonai. Shit. Now that's -2 points for me for using the name of God in vain twice now. But maybe tonight we can figure out a way to talk to this God who has so many names, who is fire by night and smoke by day, who covers his face but heals the sick, slows the hurried, and reminds the quick that he is the maker of rains and grains, and the King of all kings, blessed be his name. But unlike that TV pastor, I can't give you the permission to believe, because it seems that I have been a dogmatic underachiever, unsure of where to go when one rabbi tells me I'm wrong, but my conscience tells me to write, even if my words are heretical sometimes and have lost me my place in the world to come, which I've heard might be one of the 5 towns, in which case I'd prefer to just remain underground. Sure, I can tell you the name of prophets and sages, name exegetes, and recite phrases, but all that is little good without knowing what to ask. You see, they never taught me to think for myself. I was too busy learning to bake challah for a skula so I wouldn't be another statistic for Shabbos table shidduch crisis lashon hara. I suppose then my question to the one on high, master of the earth and sky, is the same as he asked of one of us not so long ago. Where are you? It must have been cold, not vortex cold, but cold nonetheless in Eden, with only a fig leaf to protect newly found nudity in Adam and Eve, the sinners of the tree, suddenly imbued with new wisdom. They must have been so high on the knowledge of good and evil that of course they didn't know where they were when God asked them. So when they ran away hand in hand east of Eden past the cherubim to live in punishment for original sin, they stole a piece of the garden, their Selim Elohim, the part in each human that enables them to perform the alchemy of bringing together mundane and holy. They would need it to survive in a place where God's face can't be as clearly seen, and truth is kind of like a pixelated screen. So now God is alone in his heavenly home, and he wonders if we've worked up the nerve to answer at last, where are we? Where am I protest. I hit my chest thousands of times every year, and I fast and I read your books and I suffer your rules, and I have broken my parents' bank to attend your schools, and you have the nerve to ask where I am? Where were you when we whispered never again? Could it be that of the 6 million you couldn't find 10 righteous men? Where are you when men die for God and call out your name, and separation plagues a nation that bears your crest? You want to know where I am? Well, I confess that I don't know, but this seems like an unfair test when we both aren't sure how to proceed. I want to know where you are, and you want the same from me. But still, I ask every day like Moses at Sinai, begging to see God's face. Why is he hiding from me in Eden when I so badly need him? I plead with the cherubim to let me in. I don't know how to rid myself of this impurity to find him, but the cherubim, they put down their flaming swords like a promise, whisper something undeniably true. Yes, they hand me a scroll. You do. So I trudge through the text of Exodus, feeling lost in a desert of plagues and the Reed Sea, to turning my eyes away from the horrors of the golden calf, only to see the tabernacle before me. Paragraphs of mathematics and geometry that never suited me. A list of rules for an architect, but where is a poet to find respite among the directions for assembly? I run to wash my feet for this hallowed ground, birds, my sinful souls. I walk through the courtyard in the shadow of sacrifice, but I fear no evil. I creep through the holy smelling spices as familiar as mother's perfume, when suddenly God emerges with a smile. There you are, my child. He stretches his limbs like he hasn't descended from his throne of the cherubim in quite a while. Here I am. Stop beating your chest and fasting against your will. There is one commandment you must fulfill, and one way to find me. Be holy. Questions stir in my throat like hungry lions. My mind can't quite be still, and I'd kill for some of that kiddush wine. But God spins me around and shows me the tabernacle. Nothing really but wood and thread, gold and bread, items which individually do not sing a song of divinity, but together under the menorah's everlasting light, each piece is a symphony that can make you cry if you look closely enough to see how the most mundane in the proper space can become the most holy. We do not suffer from a lack of knowledge or religiosity. We suffer from blindness, the inability to see each person as a beacon of what is godly. We climb the totem pole of religion to feel more whole by thinking everyone beneath us is lowly. So Adam and Eve, they could never exist in a place where there was no mundane. They needed their bodies to see that they could be the holiest of holy only when encountering immortality. And the evil that we see, well, God didn't stay that long to explain it to me. But on my way out, the cherubim whispered, each time you pen a word, make sure that you see the Selam Elohim in each rhyme. And every time you share your poetry, when you're up on a stage, take a moment to stand, look up and say, here I am.